Let me hear you say pa 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 da pa 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 da pa 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 da pa 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 da pa 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 da pa 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 da pa 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 da. Crazy at this thing called love, just what I've been dreaming of. I can never figure out, oh, how you do the things you do. Is why I'm so in love with you. I like the way you make me smile. Boy, you give me butterflies. And when I look into your eyes, I'll see the future in me and you. Is why I wrote this song for you. I-L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. I-L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Just want you to know what I think of you. L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Baby, you've got what it takes to make your girl say L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. If I met you in another life and you asked me to be your wife, with grace and a smile I say, yeah, always now and forever. You be my one and only lover. Cause I like the way you make me smile. Boy, you give me butterflies. And when I look into your eyes, I'll see the future in me and you. That's why I wrote this song for you. I-L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. I-L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Just want you to know what I think of you. L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Baby, you've got what it takes to make your girl say L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Pa 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 da pa 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 da pa 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 da pa 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 da pa 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 da pa 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 da pa 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 da.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Attorney Commander J.R. Glapohkpa Chesson talk show on this June the 14th day in the year 2023. Welcome to my show. Now, you know, as long as I've done my show, we've always tried to find solutions to the many problems we have in Liberia, my country. You know, we come, we talk, we debate, we interview people. All of this to find some answer to the problems we're facing, to bring some sense to the calamity we are confronting each and every day. And you know, every day, at the end of all my shows, it boils down to one thing that is haunting us and harming us. And that one thing is our selfish natures. Let me bring my correspondent in from Liberia, Mr. Samuel Wicker, 'Wicker, so we can talk about this. Sam, how you doing? You muted.
Yeah, the noise.
You got noise in your
Okay.
ear?
Yeah, the noise. I had muted the stuff. The noise, in the community now. I'm in the community, noisy community. The Fulanis and other they
The
all
whole
around here.
is noisy. So, Sam, what's happening
Yeah.
back home before we go into our topic? What's happening back home?
Yeah, I heard you talk about the selfishness of our people, the selfishness of Liberians, and it boils down to the lawmakers because of their own selfish gain. They are supporting this corrupt government. They want to stay in power continuously to deplete all our resources. That is
Sam,
why 40 of them.
are you sure it's the lawmakers?
See that?
Are you sure the problem is the lawmakers? The
Because the
selfishness.
law, besides the ordinary people, the lawmakers represent the people.
So who?
They are the direct representation of the people.
So who put the lawmakers in power?
The people,
Okay.
the
So the
very people put the lawmakers in power,
problem is
and the
not
way
with the
they think.
lawmakers. The problem is not with the lawmakers. You see, this is the problem. Will make the mistake over and over. And I try to bring to your consciousness time and again. The lawmaker cannot do anything if the people do not permit them. So the selfishness in our country emanates from many things. First of all, it emanates from tribalism. The tribes are selfish against each other. Listen to General Bugnitty. You remember General Bugnitty?
Yeah, that crime guy
Okay, what he said,
from Roosevelt Johnson.
I listen to all those things because in order for us to find solutions to our problems, we have to understand all the issues we got in our country. And the issues, they're not only big issues, they are small issues, but those small issues have significant impact in our society. And you see, as a political scientist, that's where I come from, to understand the small things that they're not big things, but they're small. But they're so intertwined in our society. If we don't pay attention to them, they lead to bigger things, and we still not understand how we got to these bigger things because we not see the small things. You see? And when we talk about corruption, we talk about evil in our society, we all talk about all these negative things. These things cannot be persistent in our society without our independence and still go on today. And we keep talking about it, corruption, stealing, the people, our leaders, but it's not the leaders. It starts with us. It starts with us. Because there's no way our leaders would be so corrupt, would be so evil, would be so criminal, and would be so passive about it. Would just accept it and say, "Oh, yeah." So there has to be something wrong with the entire society. And it starts with tribalism. Because of the different tribes, our people are not taught to mix with each other. We are taught to keep within our tribes. Look at, I was talking to you about Butt Naked. Butt Naked even said, you watch his movie, he would take, God told him not to accept cola from any other tribe. So what does that mean?
And he said he and those took the Liberian flag to they put him under. No other tribe will become president except crime man.
Yeah.
So he's going to travel.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's tribalism, it's nepotism, it's
Yeah.
favoritism, it's all of those selfish things that divide us. But you see the part about it, Sam, when you talk about Joe being president for life and all of that, that has nothing to do with tribe. That's the other nature I come to talk about. I told you that tribe is one of the things. Then you got greed. That falls under greed, where you want to take power and stay in power for life. Why? Because you're controlling money, you're controlling people, you're controlling power. That's greed. That's greed. Then the greed leads to corruption. Then the corruption leads to evil. So this is what we're suffering in our country. And we're suffering it because of us. You see, if we don't find the root problems to our issues, we'll never resolve our problems. We can't continue to point to the leader when we are the very people electing the leaders. How do people be bad and we elect them to power? How do people be bad and we keep them in power? How do people be bad and they will stay their full term of office? That means we as a people are the problem. We are the essential problems to all our problems. We, the people, because of our selfish natures. You see, the selfishness is so much. There's so many aspects of the selfishness. Like I told you, you got a tribalism. Those who in the tribe value their tribe more than any other tribe. Some of the tribal gods forbid their people from mingling with other tribes. Their tribal gods tell them they're superior to other tribes. And you know, when we got these kind of ideals in our minds, our country can't exist. Our country can't exist. Because even me as a sitting here, as a Congo man, I know that it's not in the best interest of the Liberian people for Congo people to dominate my country. I know it's not in the best interest of my country. It's not. Because we have a constitution, we have laws, we have agreement. Our constitution is based on an agreement. Even though we didn't come together in a meeting to agree to things, we voted on it by saying, yes, this is what we want. We agree to everything that is in the constitution. We agree to it. That we will vote on it. If we didn't like it, we'll kick it back. Jella, we did the last one. What was the last thing they wanted to pass that the people kick back? They wanted a referendum. And Sam?
Yeah, the lawmakers are immunity.
Yes, something they wanted a referendum. The people said no. They kick it back. There's the same with the Constitution. When the lawmakers make the Constitution, they give it to us to read and to vote on it.
Vote on it.
If there's certain part we don't like on it, we kick it back. We say no, change that Constitution, that part. The same thing happened here in Rhode Island. That's why this state of Rhode Island, even though it is the smallest state in the United States of America, it is the most powerful. Why? Because people here in this state stand up for what they believe in. They don't play in this state. Rhode Island does not play. That's why Rhode Island is so powerful. When they made the Constitution of the United States of America, and all the states were supposed to vote on it, they left the Bill of Rights out. The Bill of Rights is what gave you and me our individual freedom in the Constitution, freedom of movement, freedom of association, freedom of speech. Those are what we call the Bill of Rights. They gave us individual rights. The Constitution is made to support the sovereign, the government. So most of the things in the Constitution is supposed to support...
never the thunder.
Yeah?
I have a thunder King Jason, Langdon and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we can't hear you. But anyway, so the Constitution was made to support the government because the government represents the people. So the government was representing the people. But representing the people, we as individuals have individual rights too. And the people's rights under the Constitution were stepping on the individual rights. Because in the old Constitution, when they wrote it, there were no freedom of speech, no freedom of movement, no freedom of association, and no freedom against self-incrimination. There were no kind of laws that in it. So that the government could do anything to you. There were no eminent domain. The government could just come and take your land. So all those things gave meaning to the individual. So the government can't come and just take my land and say, we are the government. We got the right to take your land. We'll take your land. And they take your land. That's what they do. But with the Bill of Rights, they can't do that. Because the Bill of Rights gave each individual rights to your own property, to your own life, to your own survival, to your own associations, to your own business affiliations. The Bill of Rights gave us all of that. And they left it out of the Constitution. All the people in Rhode Island, all the farmers, they left the farm. They came to Providence. And they marched up to the State House. And they sat down. They said, if you don't put a Bill of Rights in the U.S. Constitution, we'll not vote for it. Rhode Island will not vote for it. You see the power of the people?
Mm-hmm.
The farmers. That wasn't the leaders, that wasn't the lawyers, that wasn't the representatives. They were the farmers from the leeward areas of Rhode Island. All of them had to vote on it. They said, we're not voting on it. Because they would take our rights. They would give the government too much power over the individual. The individual would not have a say. So all of them left their farms and came and demonstrated in Rhode Island. Can you imagine? This was not only for Rhode Island, this was for the United States of America. But they said Rhode Island will not sign that thing until you put the Bill of Rights in it. And guess what happened? They put the Bill of Rights in it. That's why the American Constitution is so powerful today, because the rights of the individual are protected. I'm saying this to say to you and all my Liberian people watching this show, we cannot protect our country until we understand our powers as people of the Republic.
Mm-hmm.
If we are as selfish as our leaders are, if our leaders are selfish, it's a reflection on us. Because our leaders are our representatives. If our leaders are rogues, they are a reflection on us. If our leaders are corrupt, they are a reflection on us, because we elect them into power. How we're going to elect rogues and criminals and murderers to lead our country? What sense does it? And the part about it, Sam, we know that these people are murderers. We knew why Jones is a murderer. We know Boley is a murderer. We know Vani Sharma is a rogue.
And they are all passing the law. They are all making the law.
People are rogues, and we elect them into government. We are the very people that elect these people into our government. Then we cry and say we want change. How will get change? We have to be responsible. We have to understand that this selfishness runs through our country, and not through our leaders alone. It's a national issue. Liberian people are selfish and evil and mean. Why? Because we have never been punished. Sam, when you don't punish people for doing wrong, the wrong turns into an acceptable behavior.
And they will feel that it's part of society.
But that's what happening now. Look at what is going on. We can't punish the rogues. Look, with the 11 million rice fund, the rep subsidy, 11 million, we can't find it.
You can't find it.
$20 million road fund, we can't find it. $25 million map up fund, we can't find it.
We can't find it.
This fund, we can't find it. $10 million
hospital clinic to be constructed in Bon County, you can't find the money.
You can't find the money.
So you see.
So it's not just the leaders. There is no possible reason for all this stealing to be going on, and the people remain quiet and accept it. Now look at the price of rice going up. Just because Somebody stole $11 million of the right subsidy money.
Mm-hmm.
Now the people got to suffer. If our people were not as illiterate and dumb and stupid as they were, they would be so pissed off the government will not be in power no more. You can't do that to American people. You can't do that to conscious people. How you go steal all the money and let us pay for it? And you say $1 will add to the rice price today. So it's $21.50 or $22 now.
Mm-hmm.
Look
Yes.
at, and the Liberian people are holding this burden when our leaders finish stealing the money and everybody's silent. And the seeing Liberian people who's suffering are backing these people.
I left the place. I went earlier in the market to find out whether it is true that it's increased. Yes, it has increased.
Yes.
So somebody want to buy a half bag of red, they can afford. They will end up buying a cup of red for $75.
Yesterday was $20. Today is $21.50.
Yeah.
Tomorrow will be $23. It going up every day. But we accept it. We accept it because we are just as bad and corrupt and evil as our leaders. So birds of a feather flock together. So we live together. That's why our condition cannot change. It didn't start today. It started from Totman time. Totman brought a massive corruption to Liberia when he changed our laws to stay in power.
Somebody said yesterday, like, bro, got some psychic deficiency problem. Psychic deficiency.
Mental.
That's why we're not thinking better.
That mental problem.
Yeah.
That mental problem.
So our mind and attitude is just,
it's screwed up because people been screwing with our laws from years and we'll be accepting it. You see, in those days when Totman then did the things, people had gotten away with it. Why? Because they were the smart guys. And that was the selfishness started. Totman then didn't think about building Liberia. They thought about building themselves. Okay? But the part about it is they couldn't steal all the money. So they just kept themselves in power over the money, over everything, and kill our democracy. Kill all the men in the country. Everybody became yes men. So they had no interest in really building the human capacity of our country. They had no interest in it. Thomas King, he tried to do it, but after years of living a laissez-faire lifestyle, Liberian people did not want to accept discipline. We didn't want to be disciplined. We didn't even want to go to work. The same thing going on now. Look at people complaining about Samuel Tua and I going to work. He's finance minister, but people say he never goes to the ministry. So
but the president does not go to work. Then you expect what you expect.
The president don't go to work. How can you run a government like that?
He's home all the time through his Jamaica resort.
Everybody just doing things that do. And that it's been for years, but it's just that Totman then got results. Totman then was smart. They were selfish, but they were educated. They didn't just let the country linger. You know, they did things for the country. Especially, they entertained the people. I told you, during Totman time when we were growing up in Monrovia, there were always parades. There were always floats with girls on it. I mean, everything you see in America in parade was in Liberia, in Monrovia. We have floats. We used do candlelight marches. Every week there was something happening in Liberia on the Totman. Every week. So the people were their minds were occupied. But look at under this thing here. Look at it under the administration. Secondly, the people being paid. The people weren't hungry. The people weren't stressed out on the Totman. Yes, there were problems, but people were getting paid. Same thing we're talking about. There were problems, people were getting paid. But when you're not getting paid, you're not being entertained. Everything is just dead.
I remember in Banga, there was something one or so. We had a children bar, just solely for children, kids.
Yeah.
and the bigger ones will escort you after everything. They come back home. So the kind of entertainment, it was just all across across bound. But nowadays you had to see entertainment for children. No playground,
because the people are illiterate, the leaders are illiterate, the people are
man.
illiterate. They have no sense of understanding that the people need entertainment. Everybody just
Hmm.
feel they feel when you get rich, that's your entertainment. They have no concept of that would destroy Turbo too. Because when Turbo got into power, Turbo could not understand that all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So he wanted to change everything from Tottenham.
And he was working hard.
Yes, so he put the country to work, but he took out all the entertainment, all the things that usually entertain us, the float, the marches, the different entertainment thing Tottenham used to do. He stopped most of the things for the children, all of that. He stopped it. Everything will work, 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 work. So the people had no outlet. And when the children start complaining, you know the parents will listen to them.
Hmm.
So the children started complaining. There was no entertainment for the children. He wasn't interested in sports. He wasn't interested in anything except farming and doing business. And you can't run the country like that. You know, we hardly had parades. We hardly had the things that really Tottenham used to. You know, when Tottenham stayed there for 30 years, you get used to the things that man does. One leader there for 30 years, you get used to that leader. That's why everybody understood that Christmas time, Tottenham would spread the money all over. So that's why he could tell them people for Christmas. Because Tottenham was there for 30 years. Every Christmas, Liberian people enjoy the wealth of the nation. He shared the
Hmm.
money of the country like that his private money. So everybody got something. And that one made us so corrupt because he was stealing the money, but he was dividing the money. You chop, I chop.
Hmm.
You see, that what was going on. And all these things they were pronounced. We were talking, you chop, I chop, Steve and Steve make God laugh. The hot top ran his government. It was laissez faire, but one group just didn't steal. Everybody stole. Okay? He caught you, he beat your hands a little bit, put you in the corner. Later on, he call you back, give you a different job, give you a
I know
family.
that song.
You see,
Hmm.
that's how the corruption started. Then it just it ran amok. After they killed him, after they killed Toba, that one we couldn't tolerate Toba because Toba was too disciplined. Toba wanted us to work for money. He didn't want us to dance.
Yeah,
He didn't want to give it away. You
get
see,
free money. You gotta work for it.
no,
You must work for it.
I thought we used to do our money. Christmas time, you go visit Tottenham, everybody living there with 1,500. Everybody happy. Go visit VAT. Okay? You go visit Toba, you getting nothing. You're not even eating much. You
You
can't,
must work for it.
you're starved. Toba was strictly American. You go visit Toba, you gotta carry your own food, your own water, your own toothbrush, your own toothpaste. You got it, you suffer. You
Even
go,
on a farm, if you pick one grapefruit, you will pay for it because you work for your money.
so I'm telling you,
You,
Liberian
you must
people,
you must pay.
they
Yeah,
weren't
it's
used to
true.
that. We're used to that kind of strict
Hmm.
discipline. So people started calling him mean. Say that man mean, man. You know, Liberian people like free thing. Like you said,
Free thing. They say
people
people tell me.
yeah, people will come on your farm and pick your plum and get away with it free. Then when you charge them, when you start telling them you can't do that, oh, the other man mean.
Yeah.
That other man mean, man. Look at the other man mean. They won't pay for nothing. So Tobo became mean.
So our
Tobo,
mind, it's
yeah,
our mind and attitude they want to kill Toba because
yeah.
we didn't think better.
What Tobo says should have understood, you know. That's why I tell him, Sam, when you are educated, we expect you to understand things better than other people. But when you are educated and you not rounded in the whole idea of thinking, you just come with one idea, you will not make it. That why leadership is hard. Sam, you ever see me run for power? You never hear my name there because before I take power, I want to make sure I can make a difference. Because to lead people is not easy. And I don't want to fail when I lead people. That's why I don't lead. That's why I don't lead, because Liberian people, before you can lead them, we got to understand ourselves. We got to understand who we are. I'm not rushing to lead Liberian people. We're too divided. We're too dysfunctional.
But why is it Liberia so complicated? Because Liberia don't have many tribes, like other countries with 100, 200 tribes. We just 16 or 18 sub or plus or tribe,
Well,
and we are still divided.
You must understand one thing. In Liberia, we broke the tribal system down. We made it political.
Yeah.
The other African country, the tribal system is still intact. You can't mess with the chief. You can't mess. Oh, everything is hereditary. And the tribes are big. You got one tribe, 80 million people, 10 million people. Places in Nigeria, one tribe, maybe 5 million people. The whole country of Liberia, that one tribe. And the people got 80 million people. So you imagine, one tribe can be 20 million people. One tribe can be 10 million people. One tribe can be 5 million people. One tribe can be 5,000, 10,000. So you're not dealing with a small amount of people. You're dealing with people that can cause trouble in your nation. That's why in places Nigeria and Ghana, when they have tribal wars, they're not small wars. They're not small, and that the chiefs to do the thing, the chiefs got control. So I think the good people are worse than us. It's just that they're so disciplined. Their kind of discipline is different. The British people discipline different from ours. We honor the American system. Plus, we don't respect law and order.
Is it because we have not decentralized our political activities? That's why, because everything is centered in Monrovia. So once you decentralize these things, the chief there will be powerful.
We don't punish rogues. Even if you decentralize it, with the people over there punish the rogues.
But the chief will have their own power. The chief will have their own power.
Yeah, but they focus on stealing. Look at our nation now. Why you think Liberia can't be built as it is right now? What's wrong with our nation? They're stealing. That's the problem. That's why our nation can't be built. So if you decentralize the country, our country will die. Because everybody in the villages will feel that they can get rich too.
They have some power.
Yes.
And those are collecting taxes on their own.
That's why they never decentralized the country for a while, because the electricity rate too high. And the people are unpatriotic. When you electric, you are unpatriotic. You have no sense of patriotism. That's why the selfishness is so terrible in our country. Because the people, when they go vote, look at you came on mine, you came on power, will vote for you. That illiterate people.
You sanction here, you don't sanction, great part of America sanction, you say, no matter what, you damn America, I just don't understand.
No, they're not damn, that illiteracy, that ignorance. That ignorance. The people are dumb. So when the people are dumb, they do dumb shit. They elect dumb leaders like them. They follow leaders who give them money and dope. Why you think all people dying from dope? Because they are hopeless. When you're hopeless, you just want to get high or drunk and live on booze. And that's what our country is facing. That's what we're facing, because that's the whole idea of what I'm telling you. We, the people, got to change our mentality. Change our mentalities. Well, maybe we get a leader who loves us. A leader, not a leader. He has to be a leadership. Because Tobo loved us. But people didn't understand his philosophy, so they killed him. Some of his own people killed him. Ellie Johnson, Sally, all of them, they went against Tobo.
Yeah, but they all have to kill Tobo.
That's what I'm saying. They killed him
because Ellie Ellen is a powerhouse to America, and once Ellen divorced, America will coming, and that's why Thor was killed. The aliens all had to kill Thor.
Ellen is World Bank. Ellen has been with the World Bank forever. She owed those people her life. But despite that fact, if you get people who loyal to you as a president and understand your philosophy, you can do things. But if you weigh and the people weigh on the other side, they don't understand what you're talking, what your ideals are. They can't help you. Then all of you got different ideas of how you want to do things. You see, that was the problem, the way Ellen failed. Because she brought all the educated people and they were not in sync in their minds. Everybody had their idea of how the ministry should run, or how the department should run, or how the government, everybody had their own ideas. So all the ideas are conflicting with each other. Whereas if they all came there with one philosophical idea for the development of the country, they all would work together. They all would work to achieve one common success. But they didn't have the same plan. And I bet you Ellen Johnson Sirleaf never had cabinet meeting to explain her objective. Because if you are a leader just to lead a country, you can't change the country. You got to have a plan. You got to have a strategy to change the country. And when you got that strategy, you teach your lieutenants, your ministers, your corporate leaders. You teach them. This when people go on seminars. They have seminars and people go for workshops to learn all these things, how to work together, how to synchronize everything together. Why you think in America, all the security agencies, they do in-service training. Some call it retraining, but most of them call it in-service because over the years, you forget a lot of things. And the in-service training help to refresh your memories of the law, of the policies, of how to treat people, what the department expects of you as an officer. So if we have all these things in government, if we had a structured leadership where the leadership could really explain to the people its philosophy and what they hope to achieve, probably our country would be much better. That and enforcing discipline. You can't do nothing without discipline. You can't run a government without discipline. People stealing, you just pat them on the hand. No, you got to punish them. You got to set deterrence. You muted, Sam. You muted.
Yeah, sorry, man. The noise. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be able to punish the people as well
Mm-hmm.
as teach them your ideals and make sure that you're on the same page. And that's
Mm-hmm.
why you see when Ellen Johnson and take over a country, they just take over the country and bring all these people. If they're not on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
The education ministry won't run the education ministry his way. The finance minister got his own finance plan.
I
Then
tell you.
you can't do that. The government got to come with a plan for the whole government. This is how we're going to do things. This is how we're going to run education. This is how we're going to run military. Everything has to be synchronized. Okay? But people can't do their own. Everybody doing their own thing and they don't know what they're doing. You know,
Mm-hmm.
this is what broke our country down. It's still breaking our country down because we got a lot of illiterate people running our country. They don't understand that government got to run in sync. You can't do what you want to do when you want to do it. No, you get punished. The whole government got to have policies. How they going to run the government? How they going to discipline the people? When things fail, how we going to come back to restructure it, to re-examine it? How we're going to evaluation we do of our programs? You got to have evaluation. That's the only way you know whether you're successful or not. You can't just do things while evaluating the process. So all of that is a process of education. People got to come back and evaluate the process. Whenever we plan programs and things, we got to come back and go to all the people involved and get the evaluations. See what went wrong, what went successful. Then from there, we see where we can rectify the things. But if we don't do these things, we just take government to be a joke. You know, the president just come and just think that you can just put people in government positions and they will just run the government. It can't work. Government got to work in sync. That means government work together. The right hand can't do something and the left hand don't know. And this is what happened in our country today. Our people are indisciplined. The children growing up are indisciplined. I told you the other day they called some children to come sing. They were all yelling at you. Hey, they're 2, 3 years. I want to respect every one of them, man. I mean, the noise, just bringing them in the building. It was so disgusting.
What is happening to Liberia? Is it our orientation? Because we got our independence prematurely. It's like a self-reared child. And what I'm seeing in Liberia nowadays is most of our kids are self-reared. Even from 1990, most of the people most of the kids during the wartime, there were no man, no pa, no parent around to care for them. So they're self-reared. So children, people up to 30, 35 years now.
But Sam,
There's no training, no basic training.
Since the coup, all the educated people left our country.
Yeah. That kind of basic training, those days, what we saw 12 days, is no more in this country.
We got a whole nation in exile. We got more than one nation because we got Liberians in Europe, we got Liberians in Asia, and we got most of them in America. So we got people all over the world. We got a whole nation in exile. Our whole nation need to come back home to be reoriented into the and this one thing.
I'm praying that we won't break in because the rain, a heavy rain coming. We can hear the sound.
Well, what you do about it?
No, I just let you know in case they will go off.
Yeah, we come to have heavy rain here too. Who cares?
Yeah.
But those are the situations, and that's why that was one of the things too. You see, we got to understand our selfish nature because we don't understand that we cannot overcome it. You know, this me, I has to change. We have to put our country first. We have to be patriots. So when we understand how selfish we are, you know, what are the aspects of selfishness that impact our society? Greed, corruption, evil, nepotism, all the negative things impact our society, you know, and make us selfish. When we are selfish as individuals, our country can't grow, it can't prosper. So we got to try, we got to understand these things and try to change them. Okay? And also we got to understand that it behooves us to understand ourselves, work on our behaviors. We got to stop our selfish behavior. We can't be greedy. You can't have a big eye for everything. Understand now that our society has to change. We can't continue from Totman time the way we should live. No. Everything got to change. I'm saying Totman time because at the time we know, most of us know. We don't know time before Totman time. At the time we know. So most of us know Totman time. We know the things will happen. And we got to change those things. We got to set life better for us. We got to move our people to a better dimension.
Right.
We got to repatriate our people, man. Look at our people in foreign countries. In all the West African countries, our people there. They're still there since the war. Why are they there? Why are they there? We got to make efforts to bring our people home.
Those who came from Guinea, the refugees that returned from Guinea since 6-7 months, they are complaining. No support. Government has turned their back on them. They are in Bon County. Yeah.
But you coming home, you can't come home without anything, Sam. There ain't no refugees camp. They
Yeah,
have
Manolo. She
some
get
of the
it.
people they even got food. Then you leave the
I'll take
camp
a here.
and come Liberia with all money, with all food, and the suffer this. Who will give you money and food in Liberia? The people in Liberia suffering. Then they bring you and drop you in Monrovia. Who will help you?
Who will help you? Nobody got it to help you.
Nobody can help you. So we caught between the rock and the hard place. And that's why I keep saying over and over, we got to learn to take care of ourselves. We got to learn to do those things that we must do to change our lives. We the people, we can't continue to elect warlords. We can't continue to elect economic rogues. We can't continue to elect people who lie to us. If people lie to you time and time again, don't you know that that's a signal that you can't trust that person? You vote for that person again?
And that's
Yeah,
what happening. That's what happening here in Liberia. I'm kind of confused, oh.
because that tribalism, Sam, that nepotism, that favoritism,
Greed.
it's in the
Because
top.
see, some of the guys are with Ellen, the lawmakers, they are still supporting this man. They left. They have left Unity Party now and supporting George Weah.
Yeah,
People I had
because
respect
they
for.
want jobs. They
And they want
want,
to still they want to stay there and still.
yeah. So that's what we are, Sam. How do we change it? We got to keep,
It requires massive education.
yes, that's what we're doing now.
Yeah, massive education.
But you can't stop. It sounds simple to say, stop being selfish, stop. But you can't stop
No, no, no.
because that is the foundation of our problem. We're selfish. If you overcome selfishness, you're not Steve. You're
You
not
know,
Rob.
somebody recommended that the issue of integrity must be taught in school. Like what we do in the Sunday school. Teach a child that I should not steal, that I should not lie,
Right,
and all that. So the issue of integrity must be taught in school at the primary level.
yeah, but
So when
yeah,
a child comes out, he will be afraid of his friend. You know,
but
that's why somebody
and that doesn't have,
recommending integrity is
that
the
doesn't
issue.
have to be based on religion either. Because integrity are things that die, don't steal, don't lie, don't kill. Those are natural
Mm.
things of life.
Yeah.
You know, it ain't gotta be any religion. Because all the religions say don't steal. Nobody wants somebody to steal from you. Nobody
Hmm.
can kill you. So those are societal norms, that we try to instill in young people.
And the church now they're not even preaching that because they even take money from corrupt officials.
Sam,
The church.
our society coming out of war.
Yeah, you know.
All the pastors and things are not real pastors, they are warlords, some of them are killers. Some of them have killed people before. So we don't have a normal society. All the normal people from Liberia abroad, they left. The people in Liberia are abnormal. They're not normal.
Mm.
Some of the things they do, they're not normal, they're lawless. They do things, we're all thinking about law, repercussion of what would be the issue or problem afterward. They don't think about it. All they think about, they may hurt me or kill him. That's it. But they don't think beyond that. And that's the situation in our country today. So,
Yeah.
you got anything else?
Well, nothing more today. I would talk about this, since we discussed the issue of corruption and our mindset. Besides the 40 lawmakers that are giving support to WEA and the people from Guinea, the refugees from Guinea are complaining no support. Government is not paying attention to them. And the pre-campaigning still. We're all
Hello?
Garland pre-campaigning. So nothing. Yeah, it's pre-campaigning.
In
You
a,
know,
in a country with no law, you want law to be there.
no law and order, my brother.
Anyway, you just take care of yourself and be safe. Okay?
Yeah, so I think nothing much. Yeah, the rain coming. I've been trying to study things. The leakage. Man, I don't want to talk about it on our show about it.
I'll
Yeah,
talk to you later.
yeah.
Okay, Sam, you take care of yourself.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I can't stress this anymore. We as a people are supported by everything that is Liberian. We, the people, our constitution support our actions, our collective actions to free our country. Our constitution support our collective actions to protect and defend our country. Our constitution protects us in everything we do under the banner of we the people. If it were not that way, our constitution will not start off that way. But at the very top of everything that is law and order and discipline in our country, it starts with we, the people. And that's why I try to bring it to your senses. That nothing can change in our country except we, the people, take that step to change it. I don't know if it can work. I'm not Gandhi. I'm not no big person of religious significance, of money, or power. I'm just a voice in the wilderness telling my Liberian people, look, for us to do this, for us to make this right for us and our posterity, we must understand that we, the people, are the foundation, are the owners collectively. We, the people, collectively, are the owners, the masters of Liberia. And there is no other way that we can manifest this power physically than through our collective efforts. And because of the high literacy among us, because our people do not have the kind of education that they deserve, that they have been deprived of, it is important that we identify those leaders that will guide us to the truth, that will guide us to the light, that will guide us to being more collective in our actions, to feel more Liberian as a people, to feel more patriotic as a nation. Or else we can't accomplish nothing. We can't achieve nothing. Everything will be against us. Everything will be chakra. But when we come together as one, it doesn't only demonstrate that we understand what it means to form a nation and to be a united people. When we come together, it gives us the power to set our goals and ideals right in selecting our leaders, in understanding the significance of having honest and trustworthy people to lead us, because it makes a world of difference. For us and our children, it makes a world of difference. Leadership matters. But the people that select the leaders are even more or as important as the leader. Because we got to understand that our leaders must be void of selfishness. They must be void of greed. They must be void of corruption. And they must understand that they are servants of the people. We're not there to serve them. They're there to serve us. So the struggle will continue. We'll be on this time and time again because it is important that this process of educating my people is stressed and continue. Because sooner or later, if we don't understand the need to come together collectively, the need to ensure that our nation is a nation of discipline, a nation of law, and a nation of order. If we don't come together and do that soon, we'll lose this precious land of liberty that we have kept for nearly 2 centuries. My class is done. Take heed and govern yourselves accordingly. God does not come down to talk to us. Okay? But we must understand what holds us together, what holds our nation together, what holds our future intact. Aluta. Continue. My class is done. I see you tomorrow. Take heed and govern yourselves accordingly. Okay? And make sure you're here tomorrow to watch my show. Bye-bye.